Eriette of the Charmed Apple is a 3-mana Orzhov commander who places any creature under a mind-controlled state of slumber, where creatures you enchant can attack you or planeswalkers you control. And the more auras you control, the more life you drain at the beginning of each of your end steps. But how should I build this deck? If you want to learn about manipulation and being a villain, you should go consult them. Hey designer, Senpai says I should talk to you to learn how to be a manipulative wicked witch. I have never received a greater compliment. Allow me to take over. Has your playgroup slighted you in ways that they don't know about? Do you feel a sense of superiority over your peers, but no, that's not something you should say out loud in public? If you answered yes to any of those questions, then allow me to guide you. Eriette is a shadowy ruler guarded by her knights and enchantments. How do we become a ruler? You can't be a ruler without a crown. This means we should play monarch cards like the new courts from Eldraine, and also cards that care about monarch, like Knight of the Black Rose, because you deserve more than everyone else in the room. They just don't know it yet. Drawing all those cards are gonna get you some haters. So how do we deal with insolent whelps? By looking 2 steps ahead of them. A queendom needs defenses. Our wall comes in the form of pillow fort cards like Archangel of Tithes, Ghostly Prison, and Sphere of Safety to deter opponents from threatening your court. But that's not gonna happen, because now we get to the auras. Enchanted creatures can't attack you or planeswalkers you control, so powering them up with auras so that they can act as our agents can be very powerful, especially if Eriette can drain the life from the table from them as well. The old Vow enchantments are great ways to pump up our opponent's creatures and give them useful abilities like Intimidate or Menace. But oftentimes, opponents will just leave these creatures behind. So how do we get them to actually hit each other like the good goons they are? The impetus cards like Parasitic, Martial, or Ghoulish Impetus are great to make our opponent's creatures stronger, while guaranteeing that they will be swinging with them each turn like a bad nightmare. Given that opponents are going to be attacking at each other that may be related to you, but they can't prove in a court of law, you can play cards like Duelist's Heritage to give them double strike for even more damage. But those aren't the only types of auras we can play in this deck. Why stop at enchanting creatures when you can enchant players? You can't be a Witch Queen if you don't play curses on those who deserve it, or don't deserve it, not really my problem. You can play curses that reward you whenever opponent attacks into the cursed opponent, which is great when you have goated creatures doing the work for you. You can play curses that attack key strategies from an opponent, like Curse of Exhaustion for spells decks, Curse of Oblivion for graveyard decks, or even Curse of Conformity for decks that rely on a creature type. That's about it for my segment. I'm bored now. So I'm gonna pass it off to the sad knight over there to talk about knights. Have fun.
Oh, me? Oh, okay. Defensive knights. Unlike other commanders, we won't be using our knights aggressively, even if we want to play cards like Knight's Charge. As a defensive deck, we want to tap into the unique ability for knights in Magic the Gathering, which is destroying permanents directly. Cards like Vona or Aryel can destroy any threats that we may not have enchanted, while also serving as strong attackers to keep the pressure on our enemies. We can also draw upon classic knights like Eastern, Southern, or Western Paladin to deal with specific threats from each color. And anything we miss, we can use Pentarch Paladin to destroy. Lastly, Danitha Capuchin, Armored Skyhunter, and Zenk Paladin Unbroken are ways to smooth out the deck with synergies with our auras and enchantments. But this was all a ruse. Oh, we're just gonna
because the true schemer has been laying in rest the entire time. Ashiok, Wicked Manipulator, is also in this deck to match the story in Wilds of Eldraine, and is also a cool card that you can protect through casting auras on opposing creatures and blocking with powerful knights. Thanks for watching. If you like knights, political play, and enchantments, then this is going to be a great deck to bring to your game nights or add into your rotation. If you want to get Eriette and other cool Wilds of Eldraine cards, you can get them now through Wilds of Eldraine and clicking the link in the description below. to support us. Another cool deck tech to check out is Sir Imodane, the mono red burn commander that we all needed. See y'all later. Bye.